Greetings folks, and I hope the needs of the many are outweighing the needs of the few wherever you are in collecting land. And welcome back to the channel for another unboxing and review, but not the usual action figure. No, it's something a little bit different. Today it's the turn of the One Company's 1:1 scale prop replica of probably one of the most famous bits of kit in television history. Yes folks, it's the Tricorder from the original series Star Trek. But before we dive in, I'd like to send the usual Galileo 7 size shout out to everyone who supported the channel, and please drop a like and a hype on this video as it helps other people find Go Figure. And if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button and bell notification icon so you're not missing any of the TV and movie memorabilia and action figure content that we've got coming up. So, quick backstory. The One Company, they're UK based, they were founded in 2009. They're headed up by Richard Blakesley and Chris Bernardo and specialise in screen accurate prop replicas, most notably Doctor Who's Sonic Screwdriver. They've done the phaser and the communicator from the original Star Trek TV show, and their recently released Fallout Pip-Boy as well. That's just come up as well. So Mr. Go Figure slept, unfortunately, on the communicator and the phaser from the original TV show like a complete spoon, and is still hunting them in the wild, and they are notoriously difficult to bag. Regulars to the channel will know my passion for all things Star Trek, the original series. I grew up on it, in fact, with the first ever episode being aired the year I was born. Yeah, I'll let that hang for a second. I'll let you do the maths on that one as well. But enough of my Trek ramble. Onto this box. Let's have a quick look at it. Stop it from spinning. Literally brand new. It's been out a couple of months, maybe 3 months or so, this piece, but it's brand new to me. Literally just come through the door, gone straight in front of the camera, so this is the first time I've seen it. Hefty box, this one, although quite small. It's a shoebox design. The box itself is made out of a very nice thick stock card, very nice quality, although it is a fingerprint magnet, as you can see here. Literally touch this thing and it's got a fingerprint on it. On the front you've got a shot of a tricorder there, a stylized image of a tricorder, done in this high gloss black. Looks really effective. It says USS Enterprise there. You've got NCC 1701, standard issue tricorder, and that's your lot. I do like the look of this box. It's very understated, very downplayed, and it sort of looks like it would be standard issue. It's almost like a piece of kit that will be handed out on your first day at Starfleet. But yeah, around the sides it says USS Enterprise, standard issue tricorder, high gloss again there with that Starfleet emblem. That's repeated on the right hand side. On the bottom just says tricorder. On the top, same again. If you flip it round the back, you have the One Company's logo in the center there, quite small. Star Trek, the original series, in that high gloss band. And you've got all the credits and warnings at the bottom there. Don't piss this tricorder off, or it might not beam you up, Scotty. So let's have a quick look inside. Let's put this turntable to one side and open up this box. And this is a hefty box. It'll be interesting to see what's causing all this weight. So lid off the box, what you are greeted with is the fold out instruction manual in this plastic wrap. Nice to see. We'll take a look at those. And underneath that you have in foam inlay and card, you've got the tricorder in the case itself, and up top here you've got the stand as well. So that's the box. So without further ado, let's get all these bits and pieces out. Let's dive down onto the table and have a close-up look at the tricorder. Okay, so contents of the box out. What do you get? Well, as mentioned in the intro there, you get this rather nice instruction, well, I say manual, it's a fold-out piece of card, and what you've got on the on one side at least anyway, is this really nice spectacular shot of the tricorder itself on this starfield background. But probably more importantly, on the flip side, you have the full instructions. Now, I've spent a bit of time with this this tricorder in between shots, not a long period of time. There is one hell of a lot of functionality going on here, and it is quite complex, I will say, navigating the screens and the buttons and so on. It's going to take some practice. I've had a little bit of that practice. So if I miss anything in the up-close section of this video, please forgive me. Yeah, relatively complex. So I would recommend reading these, and it covers everything from setting up the time and the date, accessing the information on the disc, all the functionality, and there is a hell of a lot of functionality in here as well. So yeah, that's the instruction card stroke manual, and I highly recommend reading that before you dive in. What else do you get? Well, you get the base. Now, this is a hefty piece of metal, this base. I believe this is zinc. This is a solid piece of zinc, and on the bottom there, you've got this sort of foam pad to provide it with stability, which is really nice to see. Etched in the front of the zinc plate itself, it says USS Enterprise, standard issue tricorder, and then you've got this magnetic section raised up in the center there with the Starfleet symbol on it, done in plastic. The tricorder itself, I believe, is magnetic. Well, it's got an aluminium chassis, so yeah, that is a very, very solid display base there. That's not going to move once it's on there. So yeah, that's the display base. Let's put that to one side. You get the carrying case. Now, nicely done, this carrying case. As with the strap on this piece, though, this isn't leather. This is a pleather, a PU leather. It's an imitation leather, but we'll get to that when we cover when we get to the roundup at the end. The actual case itself is really nicely done. You've got these elasticated sections at the side here. It's magnetically clasped at the top, so it will, once the tricorder's in there, it will close firmly, won't open up. You've got the Starfleet symbol embossed in the front of that flap there, and yeah, overall nicely done. And it's got this sort of foam lining on the inside, so it's going to minimise the risk of any damage or scratching to your tricorder. So that's the case. You also get this complete set of discs. Now, we'll take a look at how these fit into the tricorder when we get up close and personal with it. But each one of these has, well, we'll get one out so you can have a look here. This one says status on it. Now, it's got a metal rim to it, this disc, with what feels like a plastic insert on the inside. On the edge of the metal itself, it's etched status. Now, Trek fans will know, I'll just open this front compartment here so you can see, each disc slots in to a compartment in the actual tricorder itself. If you can see that, I'll just bring that in so you can see that. Each one slots in there and gives you access to the relevant information, as it says on the disc itself. I don't think there's anything stored on these discs. I think these discs simply are recognised by their colour code within the tricorder itself, and the information that they give out on screen and in audio form are all stored within the tricorder itself. This is a complex piece of kit, this. They've tried to make it as functional as possible. So yeah, they're all the discs. So what we'll do next is we will load up the discs, bring the tricorder front and center, and find out what this thing can actually do. Okay folks, let's get up close and personal with the One Company's take on the tricorder. And first impressions, well, I've got to say, first impressions are very, very good indeed. Proportions look right, the materials look great, the screen accuracy looks on point to me, and so it should, because I believe the One Company actually scanned one of the few remaining tricorders out there in the wild. I think it was owned by Greg Jean, the late great model maker, and they took a hand scanner and scanned the original to get the proportions. So yeah, proportions and screen accuracy are nailed on here. But let's have a close-up look at this thing. Let's get it off this stand. Let's put this turntable to one side for a moment. And another thing you notice straight away is the weight of this thing. Now, I've inserted all the discs in this compartment here. We'll get to that. But the overall heft of this thing is very, very impressive. You really feel like you've got a piece of kit in your hands rather than a replica. And I've had a few replicas in my time, a few toys, shall we say, of phasers and communicators and tricorders and so on, but none have matched this for just the sheer feel of quality and realism. A lot of this heft is coming from those discs that we've inserted. But even without those, it's got weight to it, and a lot of that I think is down to this this machined aluminium chassis that you can see running around the full length of it. It's internal as well. It covers this band across here, and then when you open it up, it's behind the view screen as well. So that chassis is adding to that weight as well. The side panels here, the front panels, and the back of this thing are all an injection molded ABS plastic. And overall, yeah, very, very heavy indeed. But let's take a look around it. Let's start with, well, actually, let's take a look around the back, because although it doesn't look like there's an awful lot going on here, there are a few things worth mentioning. When it's straight out of the box, you've got one of these little tab things here that you need to pull out. And what you've got inside this, the casing itself, is an 18650 battery, a rechargeable battery. Great to see that's been included, that it isn't AA's or AAA's or even, dare I say, button cell batteries. You've got a sizable battery in there that's rechargeable through this USB-C port here, so you know it's gonna give you a long life. There's a battery included, which is great to see, which is already fitted. If it does run out through use, you can just simply unscrew this section here, this back panel lifts off, and you've got access to the 18650 at the bottom there. Also as well, I mean, I haven't had this thing open, but I do know that once you take this back panel off, you also get access to all the electronics inside. And there is a place for an SD card. There's an SD card slot in there. Now, there's no SD card included, but I'm assuming here that they're future-proofing this, so if there are any further additions or any customization to this, that SD card slot can be used. I know the Pip-Boy does come included with an SD card in there, but this one doesn't have it. So yeah, what else? The strap. Now, I'm going to say this from the get-go. This, as I mentioned, this is no toy. So I probably wouldn't recommend, say, cosplayers using this, because it's got some weight to it. But also as well, this strap is made of that PU leather. The same as the case itself, which is unfortunate. I would have liked to have seen a leather strap on both the case, a leather strap and a leather case as well. It attaches here at this, straight into the body of the tricorder itself, and as you can see straight out of the box, you're getting a little bit of creasing going on in there. And I think over time, and I think it's the same on the other side as well, yeah, and this is straight out of the box. I think over time that could quite easily begin to flake and crack, and especially if you attempt to use this for cosplay. But I'm not saying don't use it for that, but I would, I probably wouldn't, simply because of not only the intricacy of what's going on inside this thing, but also the weight as well. So that's the chassis and the outside. What have we got going on the inside? Well, you've got the two flaps at the front, the two compartments at the front. Both screen accurate, both with the once again the machined aluminium handles going on here. You flip this one open, and the first time you do this, you'll find a box on the inside, and inside that box you get your USB-C charging cable, and you also get these three dividers, these three plastic dividers. Now there is a slot inside here, and I will try and get this into camera so you can see here. On the inside, on this section here, there are grooves, and there are grooves on the back here as well. Sorry, the back here of this compartment, and these are to hold these dividers in by friction. Now, I'm not going to put these into the tricorder. There's a reason for that. Now, I'm just guessing here, but looking at the shape of these dividers, they look like they're going to support something, and my best guess here is possibly a medical scanner or some other form of scanner. Now, there's friction that holds these in. There are grooves here on both sides, and I don't want to put these in because I think they're going to be a ball ache to get out. If I put these in the wrong way, and it doesn't tell you how to do that in the instructions, I don't want to be futzing around trying to get them out if the one company ever do release a scanner or other piece of kit that fits in this compartment. So yeah, you can put them in if you want though. Also as well worth mentioning in this compartment, all the detailing here, all the sort of credits and warnings and so on are printed at the bottom of that compartment itself, if the light's catching that. Now, regulations state these need to be printed somewhere on the item itself. That's a point of law. And I have seen so many replica stroke toy phasers, communicators, and other bits of stuff as well that have been ruined because that information has been printed on the bottom here, or it's been printed on the back or on the side, and to me that really ruins the authenticity and look and feel of a piece. So great idea there, Wand Company, printing that on the inside of that compartment. So moving up to the second compartment. Now the second compartment is where your discs are contained. You also got the moire as well on the right hand side. Now these discs simply slot in. Well, I say simply slot in. There is a rather nice mechanism for holding them in place there and for removing them. You can have, I've kept one out so we can demonstrate this. Now the discs themselves, as I mentioned before, have got that etched title on the side there, or at least part of it. Now I put these in with that facing the back of the tricorder simply because I think it's more authentic looking when you can't see that writing, because that wasn't visible obviously in the TV show. Now I'll demonstrate how these actually slot in, because it's I really like the mechanism that the Wand Company have come up with here. All you do is simply put it in place, press it in with your thumb, and there's a locking mechanism that holds it in place, and this top flap comes down as well to cover the mechanism at the back. And to remove one, you simply do the same thing, just a little bit of pressure with your thumb there, it will pop forward and you can slide it out, and that top flap will stay open. Now we'll get to this when we actually look at the functionality as well. But it's worth mentioning here at this point, once you've got all the discs loaded, you do have access to them through the override function, which we'll take a look at. Or if you just wanted to put one disc in and use that, it has to be in this far right section here so that the tricorder can read it. But yeah, that's the discs in them, and they add to the heft as well. So to activate this thing, you simply lift up the screen section at the top there. Straight out of the box you'll have a clear plastic screen protector on there. I've removed that, and what you do to activate it is you simply press that middle button in the center there, and the whole thing should spring to life, he said confidently. Has he got the right button? There we go. That's because I had this on charge because there wasn't that much power in the battery when it first came out of the box. So what you are greeted with is this. I do love this screen. I think they've captured the screen really, really well here. It's set into the same machined aluminium as the rest of the casing, with a plastic flap at the top. If I had a little gripe here, it's how this thing moves. Now, if you're going to be using the buttons and holding it, you're going to need two hands, because you're going to need to support that tilt-up screen section with a finger at the back there, because it does keep rotating, as you can see. I would have preferred maybe a latching mechanism to hold it so you could specify which angle you wanted it at. So it does tend to move around a little bit, but that's a minor niggle. I sort of like it like that, where the brushed edges there of the aluminium match up. But 90% of the time when you see it in the show itself, it's up at that kind of angle there. But it is a little bit, it does move around, so supported at the back there. What you're greeted with is the fantastic LCARS font going on there, the Star Trek font, and it's all done genuinely in that font. It says Tricorder. I've set the time and date on there. That's a simple operation. You simply go into the menu there, select clock, and set it. You can also set a password as well if you don't want anybody mucking around with your tricorder. You've got these three sets of lights across the front, these three LEDs. These are multicolored, and these will change dependent upon the function that you're using at the time. And they're really, really nicely done. They've got that sort of bezel, that silver bezel, and I'll try and get this as close into camera as I can. You've got that bezel going on in there, which looks really nice, and they've got that sort of pointy LED style of the 60s, which is really nice as well. And as I say, super bright, as is the screen. You can alter the screen brightness in the settings menu as well. I'll try to show you that, but as I say, this is a brand new piece. Literally, I've had 5 minutes with this out of the box, and I'm still getting to grips with the full functionality of it. So let's take a look at some of those functions. Actually, let's just open this front flap as well so you can see that moire working. Really nicely done. I believe there is a motor behind that, which is powering the moire. And the light behind that as well is dimmable as well if you're wanting to alter the brightness on that. I've got this on the maximum brightness for the purposes of this review, but we are under some very, very bright white LEDs. But trust me, out of the light here, the screen is crystal clear, super bright, as is the Moray, as are the LEDs. Loving that screen a lot. But let's take a look at some of the functions going on. Now, I've got all the discs in here, so we should have access to some of these functions. And it's worth mentioning at this point as well, while I'm navigating my way around this clumsily, that there are, that's the, as I mentioned, that's the, to alter the brightness and so on, that particular screen there. There are multiple sensors in this tricorder. You've got a heat sensor, you've got an EM sensor, you've got magnetometer, you've got all kinds of stuff. But what we're going to do is go into settings. Now, as I mentioned before there, you can only access the information from one disk at a time if it's up at the right here. However, there is a way around that, and that's the override function. And you simply hit the settings button there, then hit the yellow button there for override, and it gives you access to all the discs. Let's have a quick look at some of the stuff that's on there. Let's start with, we'll start with the status. You simply click the center button, and that gives you the status of your tricorder. That's the power there, the recordings that you've made will cover that. Which disc is in the front right slot there, and there's even a picture of the tricorder itself. We also get a ship status here. I do like this. I think this is a great little touch here. Crew experiencing rapid aging due to suspected foreign agent. I think that great little touch there. The deadly years, I am assuming that's from. And you've got all kinds of stuff and bits of information on the ship status there as well. Back to the main menu there. Let's find another override, and let's go into, I think this is, let's take a look at archive. So we'll select that. Now in here, and this is one of the many wonderful touches that the One Company have given us here, is that they've actually stored on here some bits and pieces from the original show itself. Let's take a look at the newsreel now. This is actually the newsreel. They digitized this and stored it in the tricorder itself, and Star Trek aficionados will recognize this straight away. It's the newsreel that Spock accesses in the City on the Edge of Forever. And let's back out of that. You also get, and you can see Edith Keeler's name there. They've digitized the newspaper. These little touches are phenomenal to me. They just play to my geekiness completely. They play to my trekkiness. I just think this is wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Let's take a look at a couple of others. There's Baylock there. Everybody recognises Baylock, and I think when you use this function as well, you really get an idea of the quality of the screen that the One Company have given us here. So and there's loads to go through here. There's Harry Mudd. There's Harry Mudd's record there, his criminal record. There's hours of fun to be had here, just digging deep into the functionality of this thing. What else do you get? Well, let's go back to the override again. You also get logs. Now this is, once again, really playing to the Trek nerd in me. So we'll select logs, and what you've got here, and this is brilliant because there is a built-in speaker as well. These aren't written logs. What they've done over at the One Company here is store every single captain's log from every episode of the original series in audio form, and you can play that back. Let's pick one at random. Let's just, one of these buttons actually acts as a joystick as well. As you can see, it's this center button here, has up, down, left and right functionality. So let's go to episode, let's pick one at random, episode 1. Why not? Let's just pick that, and you select that once again by hitting that. And there's a number of logs in there. Let's go with log number 5.
Captain's log, additional. Armed and able-bodied crewmen are not attacked and slaughtered this easily. Apparently the killer can immobilize them as it approaches, perhaps with some hypnotic or paralyzing power. The answer lies with Professor Crater.
Now that's saying episode 1. That's the man trap. I recognise that log from the man trap, but let's Let's try one more.
Captain's log, stardate 1704.2. The science party we were to have picked up has been found dead. Life support systems had been turned off, station personnel frozen to death. Conditions highly unusual. Meanwhile, we remain in orbit to complete our mission. Close scientific measurement of the breakup of this planet.
I've got to say, the sound quality has been cleaned up there. Is very, very good. I'm not 100% certain where the speaker is in this. This is saying this is the sensor at the top here, so I'm going to take their word for it. So I'm not sure exactly where that sound is coming from, but it's clear, it's loud, and it's just a great feature. Let's see what else you've got in here. Just back out of this again. We need to go back into the override, and you've got all manner of stuff going on here. Let's check planetary out, and you've got pictures of all the planets here, and you can actually scroll through these. You don't need to keep selecting on each one individually. You've got Callisto there, you've got Io, Saturn, Titan. It goes on. What else have we got in here? Let's back out of that. Let's go into settings again, override again. It can be a little bit finicky at first. We've done status. We've done. Well, let's check engineering. What's in engineering now? Engineering is actually. You can see here. There's a built-in microphone, and so it's actually picking up here my voice speaking. And also as well, this is actually the status screen that they use when they're programming this. And I'll try and get this in as close as I can. So it's giving you a full rundown of how everything is working within the tricorder itself as well. Great little touch there, and it's these, as I say, these little touches that make this piece. Let's check out one more function before we go in for a final verdict on this. And I am barely scratching the surface here. There is so much more locked away in this wonderful tricorder that trust me, you will have hours of fun mucking around with this. Let's try orientation. What is that? And this is the compass. Now this needs calibrating, but also as well, as I mentioned, it can pick up electrical fields as well. As I found out when I plugged this thing in to charge up, and it went crazy. So there you have it, folks. That's just a little of the functionality of this amazing piece. Let's get him back on the stand here and going for final thoughts on this. So it's verdict time on the One Company's take on the tricorder. What can I say? I am very, very impressed, as you can probably already tell. This is my first foray into the One Company's products, and it has reinvigorated my desire to get my hands on their communicator and phaser. But yeah, good points. Screen accuracy, it's there in spades. The proportions are right. It's just nailed on as far as screen accuracy goes. The materials that they've used are outstanding, from that aluminium chassis, that brushed aluminium, machined aluminium chassis, the beautifully crisp and clear screen on there, the light up features superb, the sound features amazing, the functioning moire, the multicolored lights down to the minute detail, even with those beautiful little bezels on them, have been captured amazingly well. The fact they've used an 18650 rechargeable battery, massive thumbs up. Overall, this is a phenomenal piece. As I mentioned before, I barely touched on the functionality of this thing in this review. You will have hours of fun with this thing. It's next level as far as replicas go, as far as I'm concerned. Score, that's going to be a difficult one for this piece, because I've really got nothing to score it against. It's that unique. I've had a number of tricorders in the past, and they're toys compared to this. This is a masterpiece of replication here from the One Company, and I can't praise it enough. I absolutely love it. As a devout Trekkie, this is a childhood dream come true for me. To quote Captain Kirk from the end of Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, it makes me feel young again. I think it's simply superb. I think it's a must-have for any Trek fan, and particularly the original series. Down to that beautiful base. The attention to detail is phenomenal, and it's just a magnificent piece. I am going to score it out of 10 because I feel I need to. It's the only thing that lets this thing down for me, as I mentioned before, is this strap. I would have liked to have seen a full leather strap on here and a full leather case. I think if you're going to go into this much detail, I think it deserves that leather case and leather strap. And yes, it might have added a little bit to the price point, but I don't think it would have been a deal breaker. But that's the only thing that I would change on this tricorder. The fact that it's future-proofed, it's upgradable, and it sounds like there may be more bits and pieces coming out to go with it, the scanner as well. It's just a masterpiece, in my opinion. A phenomenal piece, and as I say, a must-have for any Star Trek fan. So there you have it, folks. That's the one company's take. It's going to be a 9.5. I'm just taking 0.5 off for that strap and that case, but I still think it's a thing of beauty and a must-have. I hope this review has been useful for you. What's your take on this piece? Do you have one already? Are you thinking of picking it up? Do you have the communicator and the phaser? I'll be fascinated to hear your take on this, so please drop a comment in the comment section below. Nothing is off menu. What have we got coming up on the channel? Well, there's a raft of 1/6 scale figures that are coming in for review. We've got stuff from Hot Toys, from InArt, Susu Toys, Present Toys, Caustic Plastic, X06, the Iconic Studios, the list goes on. We've got more statues, we've got more memorabilia, we've got more prop replicas. So as I mentioned at the top there, be sure to hit that subscribe button and bell notification icon so you're not missing any of the goodness that we've got coming up in the future. And I suppose all it remains for me to say is a massive thank you for watching as always. And until next time on the channel, take care of yourselves and happy collecting.